What's up, everybody? What's up, guys? Welcome to Moonrunner City. I'm Chris. Welcome back. We're going to do something a little different today. We're going to react to Predator Badlands coming out in November, but we're also going to do it a little differently. You may have seen the trailer already, and you may have seen people react to it. So, what we're going to do is we're going to react to Predator 2 trailer and the Predator Badlands trailer. What we're going to do is just try to look at trailers at a whole and just see how they service the movie and the film series and just try to judge it that way. So let's just have a little fun here, see how this goes. Don't know how it's going to go. Don't know if we could do more of these, just copyright wise, but we'll see. We're going to try it. So Predator 2 kicks off in November 1990, and same month as Predator Badlands actually comes out this year. So we got Predator 2 comes out in 1990, doesn't do very well. So let's see if the trailer helped the film at all or if it maybe didn't help the film. So let's go and see. Predator 2, here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Right away, we got the voice, right? So let's go big screen. Let's go back. Oh, we froze. All right. Little fuckery. Let's get out of there. Boom. All right, so the guy's voice, right? The trailer guy voice, that's Don LaFontaine. So Don LaFontaine is he, like does thousands of trailers, does the narration over them, and you've definitely heard him. And yeah, we're gonna hear him a lot if we get to keep doing this. So I just wanted to get you guys familiar with who he was. Maybe we'll go into like a little bit more of his fun facts if we get to keep doing this. So Predator 2. So right off the bat, looks like they're just giving us some shots of Predator, the original. And we're getting setting the setting. Put that up a little bit. Hopefully you guys can hear it. A lot of action, a lot of carnage. We're seeing the Predator. Seeing the Predator do some stuff. Seeing the action star do some stuff. We get the cast. We get the logo, titles. This Christmas. Well, it looks like it missed a Christmas date because it comes out November 21st. At least that's what I have. Okay, so let's see if that helped at all. So looking at the box office, doesn't look like it. It's 38th in of that year. Beaten out by Rocky V, which came out that month. Beaten out by Dances with Wolves, obviously. And beaten out by Home Alone. Home Alone's number 1 and Ghost is number 2 worldwide, 1990 box office. Right? So it's got a lot of stiff competition that month. Nothing in the action movie genre, so it was kind of safe there. Nothing even in the horror movie genre. Not it's got Child's Play. We got Child's Play 2 from Universal. Little bit of competition there, but nah. So big movie coming out November, weekend before Thanksgiving. Should make some money, should clean up, but I don't think it did. I actually think it came out 4th that weekend. Let's not go click crazy right now. But so Predator 2 doesn't do very well. Does the trailer help? It doesn't look like I like watching it. I had fun watching it. I have fun watching Predator 2. I give that Predator 2 like a 7, like a solid 7. On the websites it looks like it gets kind of like in the 6 to like 4.5 to like 6 range on the websites online if you go to like review sites looking at Predator 2. Now, I think that's a little unfair, but I'm very biased, action movie guy, so I dig it. A lot of people don't. It's very violent. A lot of like just violent stuff going on. Doesn't really hold back with language or like how graphic the violence is. So yeah, probably just rubbed a lot of people the wrong way in that aspect, and so it doesn't get that big of an audience at this time. Arnold Schwarzenegger action movies, different story. The Sylvester Stallone, those guys, the Kurt Russells, a little different, but for something that doesn't have those guys in it, which the original Predator did, and then now we have Predator 2 come out. I think a lot of people were a little unhappy that Arnie wasn't coming back. Danny Glover's there, but he's not Arnold Schwarzenegger on the rise, in 1990s. So I think that put people off a little bit. And like I said, the movie really goes for its R rating, and that just put people off because you can't really take a date to go see it. It's not really a date movie. It's not a movie you could take kids to see. So it has a very small audience in that way to go see it in the theaters. Now, for its audience, I think it does a good job as a trailer. Now, it could have done without, I think, showing the original movie. I think But I think it's doing that just so that it's setting the scene that it is the trailer and it's in continuity, and but we're like in a different place, and we're with like a whole new set of characters, with like a whole new set of predator and predator rules, and there's a lot of exposition explained, and a lot of just setting the scene and letting you know what you're in for. So in that sense, I think it's a good trailer. Does it help the series at all? I don't think it did, but I don't think really at this time it really stood a chance. So yeah, that's Predator 2. Let's go to Predator Badlands. Now, I say it doesn't I don't think it stood a chance. Also, 1990, you know, it's got to be said that racial tensions are very high. Okay, no, you could say, well, Chris, racial tensions are always very high. That's true, but looking back on this time, this is definitely we're reaching a boiling point, and we get Rodney King riots happening in L.A. a year later, and we also get a riot that happens in New York a year later, and there's just a lot of racial tension between all races across the country, and especially in the West Coast and in LA. And I think in this movie you could see it starts off by saying that pollution and the gangs have taken over, and everything's kind of just really bad, and there's no control. And I think that type of future being displayed in like a fun like action movie, or maybe fun. Maybe didn't look fun. Maybe they thought it was more serious than it was supposed to be taking, and maybe they thought it was just going to be a little heavy-handed in its um, theming, or what kind of agenda it had, or if it had any commentary of like what was going on in the day, which it does. There is some commentary in the film, but it's not as, I think, heavy-handed as I think people may have been afraid of back then. So maybe that also had something to do with a lot of people not really just you know breaking on the doors to go see this. So anyway, back to Predator Badlands. So we get Predator Badlands, no voice anymore with trailers these days. We just get basically a lot of visuals, hopefully. So right away, the special effects look really great. Watching this before, looking at the special effects, I didn't really see any that really bothered me or rubbed me the wrong way. We all know the face doesn't look right. It isn't right. But we're just going to go with it. That's what they chose. And so we get we get a little bit more of like him being like left alone on this other planet, having to survive. And we get Elle Fanning popping up, just smiling at him with this huge tonal shift in the trailer. So here in this part, let's talk about this, okay? Because everybody's talking about this. The tonal shift that's happening here, I think, is jarring, especially in a Predator movie. And okay, we know what Predator movie, like we've seen the Predator 2 movie, so we know what may be expected from a Predator movie. Kind of hardcore. So to see like a little funny here in the trailer, it could be like, I think takes people back a little bit. And then also seeing Elle Fanning kind of play almost like a naive, like grandma, almost like Yoda type character is a little jarring because, okay, you could look at it as, okay, is she gonna be like this like Yoda type character where she's gonna mentor him and lead him and guide him, and at first be kind of like aloof and just seem unassuming, but then also be very wise and powerful and knowledgeable of the things that our character has to do? Or are they just going to use her as a little bit of exposition and comic relief? If that's the case, I think that's a really bad play. And a lot of people, this being Disney, I think a lot of people see that part right there and are not on board. Or at least it scares them, especially when you see him wearing her as a backpack. And then her doing basically what you fear what she would be doing is just being an exposition dump every 10 minutes. Which I guess it would be fine. Again, the special effects looks cool. The action looks really cool. So I'm on board with that. I'm on board with the concept. We might not be alone in this hunt. A lot of obvious references to that they're going to make, we're going to cross over and do Predator and Aliens movies, which is fine. But yeah, I don't think that's a very good trailer. Just because, like I said, we automatically get this like tonal shift that I think is just going to put everybody off, or at least make everybody just kind of question the direction that the movie is going to go, that the series is going to go. Are we supposed to take that as like, okay, there's going to be some humor in here, good, and we're supposed to like be ready for it? And is that what the trailer is doing, or is the trailer just like, it's hard to tell? And yeah, I also don't think it services the Predator franchise, the movies that came before it, very well. I think it just kind of wants to set up it's a whole new thing, which is good, okay, but and fine. But I think if it wants to be part of like the other 3 or 4 movies, um, I don't think it did a good job at like setting itself within that world. So maybe it does with like the skulls. That's like kind of like a little callback, the skulls being like trophies. But nothing else seemed to like kind of reference or call back anything that we've seen in other Predator movies. Even his look, you know. So it's questionable whether if that's like a good trailer or not. It shows that it's like action packed. There's a lot of things happening, but her showing up, and it's a little jarring, and I think people just don't know what to think of it. And I think when you make a trailer and you want people to come see it, a big action movie, that's the last thing you want people to be thinking. Like, is this supposed to be funny, or which direct? Like, you don't want people second guessing stuff like that. So I think that's a bad move. So I think it's a bad trailer. So as far as like no go or being on the lookout for this movie, I'm gonna be on the lookout. It's still a bolo, but it's we're worried. We're worried. Now that was fun to watch the Predator 2 trailer. I also think it's a good trailer for the film itself, but I don't think it's a good trailer in the Predator series. It doesn't feel confident. You can tell it doesn't feel confident in its story because it's like kind of showing you bits and pieces of the first one. So it already doesn't feel confident that it'll stand alone. And it is giving you a lot of exposition, which maybe they're worried that you won't get in the actual film itself. So that could be like worrisome when watching a trailer. Sometimes when you see that like explaining too much, you feel like you're watching or you're experiencing too much of them, or everything that's going to happen in the movie already, and so it kind of like takes you out of like the excitement to go see it. So both trailers are kind of mid, but that was fun. Let's do it again. Hopefully, come back, hit like, hit subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks. Bye.